It was in December of 2019 that much disappointment came about for owners and customers alike when the popular cafe Grace Place closed their doors permanently. But now many of those patrons are returning to that corner on North Broadway in Anderson as they are discovering Carter's Kitchen, which opened in that same spot this past Mother's Day. We heard about it, and paying a visit, we were able to sit down with owner and operator Jennifer Carter. Jennifer, you're certainly no stranger around a restaurant.
Well, I'm from Washington State originally, born and raised there. And my grandma and my aunts, they had a restaurant in a town called Cedar-Woolley, Washington. So I kind of always had it in me to want to open up a restaurant, do something. And when I moved here, I found my opportunity and took it.
You never owned or operated a restaurant before this one then?
Well, I've always really worked in restaurants pretty much my whole life, but the last probably 10 years I've done taxes and accounting, which is like way different, than being in a kitchen in a rush every day. So,
but taxes and accounting come in helpful when it comes to running the business part of this.
Definitely.
Tell me about your arrival in Anderson, Indiana.
Anderson to me is a lot like where I was raised. It's a smaller town. It's bigger than where I was actually raised, but it's got that small town concept that I feel works well for me in general. I just like it here. And what brought me here was my husband. His sister lives here. She also has a business here, so we ended up moving here. We're in Las Vegas. We just looking for a change.
So do you find Anderson a welcome change of pace from Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah. I really kind of like the small town vibe of it. Slower out here.
When you made your mind up that this is what you wanted to do, how did you start the process, and what are some of the obstacles that you met along the way, as well as some of the pleasant surprises?
Honestly, I did a business plan. That was like the start of it, to do anything, to get any kind of business loans or anything like that, you have to have a solid business plan. So the last couple years I've been working on my credit, also with the business plan, and I was able to secure a SBA loan, and that's what was able to, start the business. My family helps me in here now. My sister, she waitresses. I've got my niece, she waitresses. My daughter sometimes helps out in waitresses.
Have you had any interaction with your business neighbors?
Yeah, I'm actually right next door, Broadway Press. They did my menus, and they come in, they have become regulars. The girls behind in the Wiggery, they come in often, normally call in an order to go. But yeah, just like little small local places.
Talk about opening the doors. This is where Grace Place used to be.
Right.
There's indeed a presence for a restaurant here.
Right.
Have you been visited by any of the former Grace Place employees or customers?
I have. Some of the old customers come in and told me this area needs something. And, please stick in here, because the last few people, they're in and they're out. And so, they definitely make me feel welcomed. Carol, the old owner of Grace's Place, she's came in twice, supporting me locally. That was nice. And she was very, very nice. The customers loved her. That's why they're like, man, that's what I would strive to be, something along those lines of, Grace's Place, because that's what everybody, when they come in, man, we used to come in here after church and be a group of 12 of us, or
And you strike me as somebody who realizes that you have to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. You've taken things in calculated and smart steps. For instance, you're not open 7 days a week right now.
Right. Just doing Tuesday through Sundays from 8 a.m. to 3:30.
You mentioned something unique just a moment ago in your menu. Let's talk about your menu.
Okay. So basically it's just like a hometown diner, but then I add in a couple things like the shrimp and grits. Louisiana's famous for shrimp and grits. It's kind of cheesy, garlicky, seafood goodness. I do everything homemade, made to order. I do breakfast all day, which is a big thing. People really like the option to have breakfast all day. And then I just have specials every once in a while, like I've been running a chopped cheese special, but try to be a little bit healthier. We don't have anything fried. Just stuff that you would get, like if you went to your grandma's house and she, made you up a breakfast. Nothing too fancy.
What are some of the other favorites that people are asking for?
The Denver omelet is really good. The Triple Decker Club is a really good seller.
What are some of the plans that we don't see yet when we walk in that you hope to realize in the future for Carter's Kitchen?
I want to add a display case with fresh baked cinnamon rolls and cookies and stuff like that.
All that really sounds great. And it really looks like your plan is coming to reality nicely.
Just, mama trying to make it for her family, do something a little bit different and have something that make my kids proud at the end of the day. That's really what I'm focusing on right now.
And now the doors are open to welcome those that have missed that small town cafe feel in North Anderson. Another small business entrepreneur making our community a better place to live. We thank Jennifer Carter and Carter's Kitchen for the time today and urge you to support them and the other small businesses in your community. Your community's future is depending on it. And we thank you for listening. That's the latest buzz in Madison County.